53 players, that's what we have right now.
Yes.
And when will the final selection be done?
We have 53 players with we have about 10 other players out in the reserve. 53 players is the ideal number for an American football team. Yeah, so we want to get about, there are about 65 today, which will be coming in at a close camp. That close camp there, that's where we want to select the 53, the final 53, exactly.
Okay. When will the close camp be?
We're looking at a second week of January, precisely on the 10th, then 10th to 20th. On the 20th of January, then we could actually leave to Morocco.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about still on the issues on International Federation of American Football. Nigeria is a part of it. When did you join, that particular body?
Yeah, 2011, Nigeria was recognized, International Federation of American Football. The IFF, is a body overseeing football in Africa and in the whole world. But now, today, it's unfortunate to say we are now in factions. Some factions, that have to do with some of the clubs in the Europes. Some other factions, in the IFL. So everything is based on the constitutions and the criteria for forming the IFL. But Nigeria is recognized as one of the first things, and then we also recognized by the International Amateur American Football League, which is the body now overseas for the amateur competitions. So these are bodies that have been instituted for Nigeria to be able to fit in appropriately and then begin to be part of the football community.
Okay, preparation-wise for this championship coming up, how far have you guys gone in terms to maybe if you want to go for maybe some competitions, maybe play some friendly games and all that, because this is going to be big. I mean, it's the first African American football championship, so we can't just have only the players you have here, I mean, against Nigerian team. Maybe trying to get other teams from Africa to actually play against before the championship starts. Yeah,
actually, we've been sending out invitations to the Cote d'Ivoire team, we're still about, get the feedback from them that they really want to do the sport. The Egyptian team, we also have invitation from them that they want to come and play. We are trying to arrange all this together to be able to, put out a credible time, because we just have about a month to be able to put everything together. So these teams are out there, which we look for to maybe have an in-house game, and then before we could be able to go for the championship.
Okay, I think that's basically huge. Before we're going to break now, well, let me just ask you one question. Man. You talked about the fact that you don't need the size and everything and all that. The guys you selected, what were actually the key things you just looked at when they were picked into the game?
Yeah, it's actually a wide thing to say, because American football, unlike soccer, does not have a single coach that handles it. There are coaches that handles different positions. So each coach knows what he's looking for. Depends on the position the coach plays.
Okay, you don't just have one coach, when you're selecting these players. How many do you guys have? I mean,
actually, presently we have a coach, the German coach, Coach Muller. He handles the linebackers, the defensive linebackers. He now look for kids that have sizes, that are strong and that are brave. I handle safety, cornerback, still defensive. I look for kids that are smart. I look for kids that have speed. The IBOM coach, Coach Mike, he handles some parts of the offensive side. He looks for kids that are also smart and that have speed. You understand? So like I say, it depends on the position you're looking at. That's when you talk about the exact kind of player and the exact kind of skill you need in each player.
That will fit in.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, still on the kids, Cecilia. It's very important, and we'll talk about this one. It's a contact sport, so it's not a surprise that there are parents out there that might be a bit apprehensive about their kids going to play this game because of the heat that they can suffer. I mean, crucially, it's very crucial that health and safety. I mean, how are you guys ensuring that these kids that are playing the game are well protected?
Okay, you see, American Football for Africa Mission, which happens to be the platform to which we want to develop the sport in Nigeria. Our first obligation is about the safety of the game. We want to inculcate that in the kids, from the pee-wee, stage down to the professional stage, and when we take them in the rudiments of safety, looking after from themselves and looking after their opponents, it makes it more easier for us, Whatever be the case, sport is something that, it's a contact sport, and then it's a well-committed contact sport in the sense that it's full contact.
It is.
But then we tried as much as possible. There are rules that have been stated down, to be able to reduce the rate at which people go into people and then getting themselves injured. So all these things have been instituted. And then we also want to coordinate safety. That's the platform we want to really move in this sport.
Okay, how do you deal with funding? Because I know that you guys also involve yourself in grassroots sport development. How do you deal with funding and this grassroots development that you do? After you've discovered these kids, what happened to most of them?
Yeah, actually, in the grassroots development today, we have the permission from the Education Board and the FCT to do this sport with the secondary schools. Funding of these sports has been solely upon what we're able to do from our own selves and our own pockets, and then on the right time, the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, which happened to be one of our great collaborators, came in and they were funding also this sport, especially the last combine we had. So basically, we have not received any fund from any kind from any of the organizations in Nigeria or the government. What we were doing just from our own pocket, and then from what the U.S. Embassy were able to commit to what we were doing.
What about the International Federation of American Football? Do you get no,
the federation, we need to even register.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, get our own facilities. We need to also be able to put up a roadmap for them. They don't really do things like giving you any arms or something like that. You have to be self-sufficient to be able to be part of that federation.
And surely you're on your way there.
Yeah.
And lastly, before we let you go, I mean, the sports is not as straightforward as, for example, football. So obviously, you need to start, teaching the kids the fundamentals, from a very young age. I mean, have you decided to take the sport to schools? I mean, to introduce the sports to probably primary or even primary schools? Yeah.
Just like you already said, you already have the permission to introduce the sports to all schools. I'm talking about secondary school and primary schools in Nigeria. And our intention at first was to make parents look at the safety part of the sport. There is an aspect of American football called flag football, where they don't have to wear all these helmets and everything. They just hang flags, which is easily removable, less contact. Then children, kids of age 3 and above can partake in that, and they are sure that everything is going to be safe. But I will always want to assure the parents out there, American football is safe, because the first thing we preach is safety.
Coach. Actually, can I actually ask you a question concerning you said you're involved in the grassroots development. I asked a question that these guys you guys involved yourself with, what happened after that? I mean, after you've discovered them, do they have a place where to go, the US, or do they just play?
Yeah, today we're proud to say we've exported about 30 kids from Nigeria to 30 to the States and playing in all high schools, colleges and Division 1. So recently, just like August this year, August 10th of August this year, Peter Agabe, he was the former quarterback for the ABU Titans, and also played the linebacker. Today he's doing great, in what they call Orlando Christian Prep School in the state in Florida. He's now branded the Nigerian Nightmare. We have people like Abdul Bello. Abdul Bello also is in FSU, Florida State University. We have people like Chidi Valentino KK, who happen to be in LSU. These are big-time players and prospects that could be able to get into the draft, in the next few years. Exactly.
Surely these guys will be back. They have to play for Nigeria.
Coming back. Well, come back. We want them to come back, give back to the community. It's all about giving to the community and also improving the community. When they go out there, they're able to play professionally, get some endorsement and money. We want them to come back here and invest in the sport and also help the community. We want to see them building schools. We want to see them building infrastructures like hospitals, social amenities, being mentors, leaders, in their own locality. That way we're able to get this kid from the street and begin to think positively. Like what's happening today, we are not so happy about the youth out there in the street doing nothing. With football, we're able to bring them together, give them hope, make them to understand that there is future for them to be able to earn their living and also make life from football.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming on the program.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming. Definitely.